Hello, my name is Sarah Prescott and I'm an archivist here in Special Collections. I want to talk today about a literary manuscript that we have in our holdings, and it's the draft for Bram Stoker's short story, The Secret of the Growing Gold. This is a short story that was first published in January 1892, which is 5 years before Dracula, and there are striking similarities. It's a reworking of a Hungarian folk tale, and its subject is a rage that lasts beyond death and revenge from beyond the grave. It's very much in the Gothic horror tradition. The manuscript that we have is fascinating. Stoker's original notes have been pasted into a bound volume alongside a copy of the first published version of the story, and it gives us real insight into Stoker's working methods. He used paper cut down from a larger sheet to small strips, possibly so that it could be carried around easily. I think the story was written while on the move. Stoker was working as a manager for Henry Irving and secretary and director of the Lyceum Theatre in London at the time. Stoker dated and numbered the sheets, perhaps to keep track of his work, and we can see that he worked on this story from the 28th of May to the 12th of June 1891, so he wrote it in around a fortnight. Now, I find the way this manuscript is presented particularly interesting. I don't think it was a purpose-made volume. The manuscript sheets have been carefully but amateurishly stuck into the book. The cover page is particularly interesting. Now, the title wasn't written by Stoker. I think it was his widow, Florence. And it's quite rare to see such a prominent copyright declaration, the rights are reserved. And this makes me wonder if this was made around the time of Florence, Stoker's widow's legal action against the makers of Nosferatu, the first vampire film in the 1920s, which would seem to suggest that she would be particularly keen to ensure that the rights to the story were reserved for the Stoker estate. Altogether, it's a really fascinating insight into the working life and the story behind probably one of the most famous writers of Gothic fiction.